Hey guys, it's Sophia, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is literally just 7 different brown video portfolios. I got permission from all of my friends to use their videos, and yeah, here they are.
I'm Alexander Koya, and I'm a nerd. Whenever I say that I'm a nerd around other people, I think I'm being self-deprecating, but I'm really not. I love being a nerd, especially since I didn't really embrace it when I was younger. This is partially because I watched a lot of 80s movies growing up, and the nerds in those movies were never portrayed in the best light. And I didn't really want to be like them. They were so awkward and never had any real friends, and I was so nervous that I would end up like that if I really followed my interests. Because of that, I kind of shied away from who I really was. I tried to become Danny Zuko when I was Eugene. I know Grease is a 1978 and not an 80s movie, but just stay with me. Anyway, after school I opted to go to the track practice when I was the slowest person on the team and had no interest of being there, when I actually wanted to go to chess club instead. But I was just worried about what other people would think. I just had that notion in my head that in high school you have to be cool and popular like in the 80s movies, but I don't think anybody really cares. And I found that out now, and now I'm the biggest nerd you can be. I started chemistry club. I went to a science camp. I do so many things. You can read my resume. If I met myself from early high school now, I'll tell her, put her hair up, which was long, so it's different now, like I changed. And put some gloves on, put some goggles on, get into the lab, we're doing electrolysis. I'd also tell her that there's nothing wrong with some.
Hey, my name is Duncan and I am from Sequoia High School. This is me. Ever since I was a child, I always loved the sunrise. Why? I think this all stems from the idea of a new start. Starting new is a reoccurring theme in my life. A new house, a new school, a new sibling. Out of all of these things, a new sibling was probably one of the hardest things to adjust to. Cittadella, or family, has been a vital part of who I am today. Coming from a family that fosters, gaining a new child is always hard, not knowing if they'll stay or leave. But this makes me appreciate them for the time I do have. I have 13 siblings. Their names are Jacob, Sean, Shandy, Shafin, Shaden, Shady, Shelby, Shaylin, Cheyenne, Shiloh, Shiley, and Shia. I know what you're thinking, but shh. Kadoogie. This literal translation is working together for a common goal, but we also use this word for community. Through my whole life, community has always been a motivation of mine. I see beauty in every part of my community. I strive to preserve my community's history and traditions, and I want to keep the language and culture of my people alive. And I think that Brown can help foster all of these goals. High school has taught me a lot about my family, my community, and ultimately myself. I'll take these experiences that I've gained in high school to university, whether it be from scaling a 4,000-foot mountain on a bike or going to stomp grounds with my family. These experiences have tied me to my community, and I will use them as my main motivation at Brown. Although leaving my community will be hard, I know that Brown's environment will suit me just as good. I look forward to being part of Brown's Gadoogie and building a new Cidanella. Wado.
Hi, I'm Bailey Mellino from the Style Academy, and today I want to talk to you about my favorite poetry book, Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong. I really love this book because it talks a lot about time, and time in relation to like dealing with losing time, and sexuality, and self-acceptance, and familiar relationships, but it does so in such a way that I related to it so exactly, more than I've ever related to anything before. It was like he knew what I was thinking and wrote it down in the most beautiful way possible. It was like he exactly understood how I felt. And I remember there was this one specific line that I love, and it's actually my senior quote now, that goes, "If you must know anything, know that the hardest part of life is to only live once." And I love that line because it's so true, and it reminds me of when I was younger, and I would obsess over being able to only live once. That was my main concern, how I would only live once, but instead of actually living, I was just obsessing over being able to only live once and not being able to accomplish everything I wanted to. And it was so counterproductive. It was the exact opposite of what I needed. And Ocean explores that, and he explores not always being the person you want to be, self-acceptance, self-approval, and the people around you not always being who you want them to be, and moving towards who you want to be. And the conclusion he comes to is that the most beautiful part of your body is actually where it's headed. And it's the part of you that's moving forward, it's the part of you that's changing, that's actually beautiful. And it's in doing what you love, being with the people that you love, and just studying what you love, that you get there. It's doing what you need, not what you want. That brings you closer to actual happiness. And I love that message. And I love how hopeful it is, because it reminds me that good or bad life, if I just enjoy it, if I love it, then I'll be okay. And I love that poetry collection for this.
My name is Bridget Lin from Bernard's High School. April, take it away.
What's this? It's the thing Bridget always chases me around with and tries to shove in my face. How the tables have turned. Oh, here she comes. That's Bridget Lin, or that's what the humans call her. She's my owner and spawns the most delicious food out of thin air, like just now. But she goes to Bernard's High School every day and leaves me here. It's okay, though. While she's away, I found other ways to entertain myself. Like going on her computer. Let's see what she's got in here today. It's a hit or miss whenever I open this thing. Ooh, a photo album. Fencing. She's a saber for her high school's fencing team, and a good one at that, as you can see here at the Centelli's tournament. She's placed at tournaments like Frosh Softs, districts, and squad states. Oh yeah, and she sings for school performances and private recitals, and she's a part of the Magical Choir, performing for NPR radio station and at Carnegie Hall. Typical Lim family biking. They love to bike and hike every time they go someplace, like Singapore, Thailand, Spain, Amsterdam, France, or Brown. Oh, she's back.
I'm home.
And there she goes, straight to doing her homework. She calls herself a multitasker when she studies. Oh boy, here we go. I'm gonna fast forward this. Well, clearly she likes to sing, paint, I don't even know what this is, and eat. A lot. But when the time comes, she'll leave the house again, either as a fencer, a runner, or an EMT. And that's the day in the life of being a cat living with Bridget.
Is that my camera?
Oh shoot, she found out. Gotta go.
Hi, my name is Metha, and I'm a senior at Brownell Talbot School. I wanted to showcase a portion of my program oral interpretation speech that I'll be performing this year. It explores the flaws within the standard one-size-fits-all approach to education, through the metaphor that school is a circus, with the clown's performative joy being compared to the face that I as a student have to put on every day. As a clown, he wants to have the kids love him. He smiles big, honks his nose, and keeps his eyes wide with excitement. He watches as the kids come in through the entrance gates and gets ready to perform. He goes from pre-algebra to biology, biology to weightlifting, weightlifting to world history to public speaking. He's been told he's not very good, but he's trying. Public speaking to baseball tries to violin practice. He gets home just in time for nobody to ask about his day. The clown paints his face every day. It takes 2 hours to put on and 2 minutes to take off. He goes from acting to reality and sometimes forgets which is which. When he's at school, he's constantly performing, juggling so much not one subject can drop, not one pin can drop, but the illusion shatters that he's fine, that he can do this, that he can handle all of this. He puts his face back on as the clown. He puts his face back on as the student. He puts his face back on as himself. He takes it off. Why is he always performing? Why is he always juggling? He sucks at juggling, but he can't let one pin drop. He can't let it drop. Why is he always laughing? Why is he always making others laugh? They laugh at his pain, but he puts his damn face back on. And he juggles, and he juggles. He juggles. Today, the education system promotes us to learn for the sake of finding shortcuts to life's success, not for the sake of learning. What we must realize is the system that encourages this resume building offers no true benefits to us.